I want to point out that number is higher than some of the franchises we just went over.
Pokemon's collateral damage.
Pokemon's collateral damage is higher, grossed more money than some of the franchises.
Holy smokes. Wait, I lost power.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody's talking about the storm. What happened?
So I woke up at 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was 6 o'clock to go to the gym. I walked out and it was getting light outside. It was nice, and I was in it, but like,
oh, it was still nice out when you went.
it was fine. Like the rain was just starting to fall, but it was thunder.
Not long after you left is when I got up and I realized I hadn't turned the water off. So,
Well, I had already turned it off for you.
oh, you did turn it off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I definitely left that on because I didn't realize you had left yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I rolled over and I was like, fuck. So I just quickly got up, ran in there, and just like hit the water main.
That grass went from dry as hell, parched, to
probably drowned.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, at the same time, like when I woke up, I saw that the storm was happening. So I was like, okay.
Well, I woke up in a stupor, right? I woke up and I'm just like, I put clothes on my body. Meanwhile, thunder's happening in the background. I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna, like, it's Michigan, right? And I walk outside and like rain's starting to fall, and I can't tell from the noise and from the sound of the rain. It's fat droplets. Right? I'm like, it's gonna be a big storm. It's whatever. I turn off the sprinkler. The thunder is crashing, and I start to drive over to my friend's house to pick her up for the gym. Right, and I'm driving, and my friend's house is about 7 minutes away. So have you guys ever seen like those tropical storm videos?
Yep, I've been watching a lot of those lately.
Yeah, it looked exactly like that.
Are you serious?
The rain's like coming down in sheets. The wind's blowing so hard that it's like concentrating the wind, and so you get those really nice ripples. The road is just slick. It's slick with water. I'm half asleep. I'm like, what the fuck did I just get myself into?
We are safe people in this house.
I'm driving under trees. Branches are falling out of the sky.
You know what now though? That explains why there's a downed tree in our neighborhood.
Yeah, what are the trees?
Because
I saw that.
Noticed that today.
Yeah.
where?
But how?
When I came back,
It looks like a car hit it. But
It does, but it's like not damaged at all. It's just leaned over. The house down the road from us,
Yeah.
you drove. Did you leave today, Leon?
no.
That's probably why you didn't notice it, because I drove us downtown.
yeah, it's on our
And
street.
you were looking down at your phone, literally down the road, and I didn't even notice this till I was coming back a minute ago. When coming back, I looked over and I was like,
Oh,
has that tree always been like that? What the fuck is going on?
dude.
Why is the tree just like neatly laid down? What's going on?
like, so that tree in particular
felt
is the
like.
weirdest down tree I've ever seen. Because what happened is the wind was so strong and the tree was so freshly planted that it just took the root ball and just shifted it over to the side.
Oh,
and so the tree just
guess it's a new
turned.
one.
The tree just turned over and
Yeah.
like is blocking the sidewalk
It
right now.
legitimately looks like someone started a project and has not finished it yet. It looks like someone just like, I don't feel like putting this in right now. It
So
just
you
like
know
just
how our
sat the tree down.
literally, you know how our joints are like ball and socket joints. Literally, so if the root ball is the ball and the socket,
Oh, yeah.
and the tree is the tree is our arm, and went
It's just laid over.
just laid over.
Like, it's down there right now. We could go look at it when we're done recording.
When I got to my friend's house, and we were both like, "Yeah, we're not fucking driving to the gym at this."
That's fair.
So I went in and I took a nap for like a couple hours.
He went back to bed is what he did.
I went back to bed on a beanbag. It was pretty nice.
Is it the big Snorlax?
Big Snorlax. On my way home, I saw the fire department twice.
Nice.
Each for a down tree. Each had hit a power line. And I saw 3 down trees in total that I clocked.
Jesus.
Just from that, the wind, it was crazy. It was a very, very intense battle storm. It's been that heat wave has been like sitting on us for so long.
I was going to say, yeah, it's definitely fucking some shit over.
People at my job today were just talking about the storm and the weather, and I'm waking up at 8:39.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck happened? 'Cause
Nothing.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, legitimately for us, nothing happened.
Everything that you just said, I didn't see at all, or
I
really
woke
even
up-
hear.
I woke up in time enough to know that it was raining outside.
It
and that was
started
pretty
at
much
6:20 and it ended at 8:00. But it was intense, dude.
Okay,
fair.
because I was like, people are talking about all this down stuff, trees, power outages. I'm like, I don't see anything. Am I oblivious? Like, did this happen?
Even when I was driving past power lines that hadn't been hit from trees, they looked bad, man. They looked bad.
Really?
They looked
Interesting.
They looked like stringy yarn that had been. Oh, here's a button that came undone.
Wait, I did go out today, this morning.
That's right, you did.
I did.
Super did.
And I didn't see anything. Nothing.
That's because you're inobservant.
I'm talking like here's the regular power
not
line,
wrong.
and
I know.
that power line's like there's like other lines hanging off it like.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoop, and you're looking at it like you look like fraying yarn.
Holy shit.
It's not good.
It's almost as if Mother Nature fucking hates us as a species.
No, just Michigan.
Just Michigan, I guess. Yeah, those other places, I guess they're fine. Holy shit. Yeah, I did not know that's what all went down. I woke up. So I fucking smoked a little bit right before I went to sleep. So I don't know why I completely forgot to shut off that water last night. Because at like 11:20, I was like, all right, it's time for me to shut off the water. Sorry, 10:20, I was like, time for me to shut off the water. And I just went downstairs. I guess just completely slipped my mind on that shit. But yeah, when I woke up, I rolled over, eyes opened up, and the first thing that hit my body was like, you never shut the water off last night. I was like, oh shit. It's a mister, it'll be okay. It's not like
The grass thought that the grass is like this is the best stuff.
this is the best thing
This is the
ever.
best
Honestly,
one. It's the most
honestly.
water we've gotten in 2 years, baby. Suck it up because he's not going to give us more.
He's never going to give us fucking more, which is very likely what is happening. But the fact that it was storming kind of also makes me feel better because it's like, this shit was going to be overwatered anyway, so who cares?
Over.
They're in the tire tracks along our driveway where because our driveway is so narrow that people inevitably
Stupid narrow.
Get
Just
on the
kinda-
grass a little bit. So there's some ruts, especially where you turn in and out. Those were puddles, dude.
Yeah, it was. Meaning the fucking grass restoration project I'm working on has probably been set back.
I mean, the bird. You should probably put a little bit of hay or something.
I'm gonna do that. I was hoping that we
Every
could make this
day.
work.
Open up the door and there's more
Birds
birds.
just
More
fucking going
birds
to
on
town
top.
on that grass seed. Yeah, I'm gonna go on and get some sod and do it properly. But anywho, yeah, no, it's crazy that. But we've had a lot of those microbursts lately, where they just they come through. They'll happen for 10, 20 minutes, sometimes even less than that. Be the most outrageously violent bullshit to go down, and then just act like it never happened.
Just like you when you're drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
He's never seen me drunk because I've never actually no, you've seen me drunk once. And you know exactly what I did? I fucking went to sleep. That was you saw me during was it the Drink Olympics or was it Halloween? One of those. It was one of those years where I just went on and just went. I would imagine it was Drink Olympics because I usually don't even drink that much.
Wasn't it? You just
I was laid up on the beanbag. I was cross-faded. I was drunk. I had smoked a ball. It was
I think
no,
I
it was
remember
Halloween.
that, actually.
it would have been a Halloween.
Yeah.
That would have definitely been Halloween.
I'm surprised it wasn't Drunk Olympics.
I'm very surprised. I think it was being cross-faded that got pushed me as far as I did. But it was that's how I learned that Ruben's just a sleepy drunk. So I got drunk, I got a little bit high, and I curled up on that Snorlax, and it felt fucking amazing.
You're
and I
sleepy
went to
when you're high too.
yeah,
Wait, Snorlax is on the lake.
I wonder what's gonna happen with the shrooms.
we'll see.
Oh shit.
I wonder what's gonna happen with the
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Because as far as I know, I don't know anything. I'm not even gonna go down that route.
We're gonna put on some really nice music.
That's what I want.
You're supposed to do it in nature, aren't you?
Nature is a good place to do it.
We can be naked.
I think that will just happen automatically once we start getting into the...
There's a high likelihood we'll just strip for some reason. Someone's going to start it and everyone else is just going to follow suit for no great
Are
reason.
you serious?
I nominate...
I'll start it.
Is this a common phenomenon?
Wait, that wasn't
I gotta
supposed to
think about
happen
it
so
more.
easily.
Can
Don't look
we
at my
peer pressure him
tubby.
on the
tubby's
podcast right
pregnant.
now to do shrooms with us. A man who has only ever been high like once in his life.
Are you gonna?
I always forget that I was high once,
You
too.
were high at least once.
Are you
And
gonna-
now today you've been tipsy.
More
Extra
tipsy than
usual.
I have been ever, yeah.
All right, sweet.
Are you gonna do show 'em with us?
He's doing shrooms with us.
I don't know. I got to think about it a little bit more. I got to
All right, fine.
give it a little more thought.
There is a good chance this is getting cut out of the podcast because I
If
don't
you-
know if I should be talking about. We should be talking about
they
it like
illegal?
this open.
Technically, literally.
Enough that I'm seriously probably going to cut this bit out of the podcast.
Well,
just
hey,
in case.
if you're an
Probably
OnlyFans or Patreons member, you can...
just-
You're probably seeing this right now.
Enough
but-
that there are only 4 people that know that I bought them.
Well, now you all do, too. If he leaves this in. Or puts this up
There's-
on...
This will
OnlyFans
go
or
into
Patreon.
outtakes, and you can see this on Patreon. Or speaking of, we have our first Patreon.
Woo!
Woo!
Let's go!
We are making moves.
I'm very excited.
Okay, good. I love that solid block of noise. Thank
It's
God.
gonna be so pleasant to edit.
Just looking at the wavelengths when you're editing, you'll know exactly
I was
what
going to say,
moment this
actually,
is.
fantastic enough. I'm going to be looking at it and going, yeah, that's right. I'm going to just stop that right there. Fuck. Yeah, no, thank you. I need to go look up his name because I think I'm going to start putting, see if he's cool with like having his name just like start scrolling people across the screen, our Patreons and shit. But I want to get his name first before I put like just kind of dox him a little bit. But yeah, you know who you are. Thank you so very much.
You do know who you are. You
Thank you, sir.
And I've mentioned it before, and I will mention it again right now as we are continuing to grow. Right now, Patreon is you can join our Patreon for $1 a month. And if you get in basically on the ground floor, basically as a founding member, there's going to come a day in which that tier will no longer be available. And if you're in it, you will be locked into it forever. So now is a great time to get in on Patreon if you have not already. I will keep y'all posted on the news on that and where that goes. But hey, I want to do something special for the people that get in early. So why are we acting like fucking morons tonight?
I wanted to fart.
We're waiting.
There it is. So me, Formz, and Dom, we all just got back from a tiki bar where our city has it's called the Tiki Freaks. Basically, tiki bar enthusiasts meet up and have drinks and talk tiki bar stuff.
Tiki's wonderful.
It is. This was my first time going. It was actually a lot of it. It was really nice. So just for me, I don't care about owning a tiki bar. I don't have my own tiki bar set up. I'm not a drink mixer or anything. But it was kind of nice just like sitting around, like chatting with people and trying some new drinks and having some fun and just like being in a social setting for a little bit that wasn't my usual disc golf stuff. So that was kind of nice. Mm-hmm. We're all a little tipsy.
A little.
Just a little bit. We're
I'm
coming
coming
down
down so quickly.
Yeah, I am. I'm just about there. I'm at that weird little hover point where progress has stopped, but I'm not quite sober yet. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so
when I got to go to the bathroom, I was so tempted to go up and get additional from upstairs.
you could. Okay, fair. But yeah, so that if there's some tripped over words, that is why.
You've already probably
Aside
noticed
from
our
the
behavior.
learning disability.
Beyond that, beyond the ADHD and autism, that's why it's going to be a little more rough than usual. That's why there's like 40 cuts in the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
You forgot
That's
to
what
bite your lip when you said that. The ADHD and autism.
I hate that I did it.
I think we all did it.
I did it on impulse, like reflex. Oh well. We should probably get into the actual thing that we do, which is a podcast.
Wait, what did we do this
Is
whole
that
time?
what we were doing?
I was like,
I
we've
don't
been
know.
doing that.
I don't know. We should probably get into the topics we normally
We should
talk about.
probably get into content.
We should get into content. Speaking of content, so a while back we were talking about and I remember this because I just recently put the episodes out, but we were talking about Pokemon and Power World and the effects of all that, and then I brought it up of how Pokemon is one of the most profitable like media franchises, like transmedia franchises on the earth. I've been saying that a lot, and I hadn't confirmed it in a while. So, like a couple days ago, I sat down to confirm that, and confirmation, it is the most profitable transmedia franchise on the face of the planet. What was interesting to me though were the other ones on that list.
I was going to say,
I'm
who's
really
number two?
excited that the transgenders like it, but like, what does that have to do with?
Transmedia isn't transmedia like Star Wars or Harry Potter, where it's like the universe, sort of the IP.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm gonna give a half-assed definition here because I don't care. But typically, it doesn't transmedia refer to something that transitions across multiple forms of media.
Yes.
So you have like Harry Potter, where you got book, TV, video game. You're gonna have soundtracks inspired by it. You have books that are not affiliated with Harry Potter, but are still set in the Harry Potter universe. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Smash Brothers, Fortnite.
So like they don't exist solely exist in one form.
Yes. That will
I have a question.
okay.
If you get any form of adaptation, does that immediately make you a transmedia, or do you have to be in at least 3?
I think technically, as long as it spans at least 2 different types of media.
Mario's got to be one of the top. Got to be.
Quit looking.
Well, I'm not looking, but
that
I'm
was
guessing.
that was my next thing is because okay, we'll get back into that topic because I'm actually very curious about that too. I always took it as they literally need to be different mediums. So if you do film and TV, that's not transmedia. Like
But if you do film and the book,
games, book, and like merchandise,
Card
that's your
collector.
transmedia. Trading cards.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know the like specific definition of a transmedia company. We should actually probably look that up.
Google might know.
Google will probably know. But before we get into Googling that, we'll get to that in a second. So Pokemon, as I've told y'all now, Pokemon is the most profitable at $88 billion total revenue across. And most of that, $80 billion of it comes from licensed merchandise, by the way.
Yeah. Believable. That's believable.
If only I had
they don't even need
88%
to
of
make the
that.
games anymore.
Fuck, they
No.
don't know. That's why, like, that's where it comes back to of like, this is why Pokemon doesn't have to improve their games. Right? I've had this since I was 9. They don't have to because it's not even their biggest moneymaker. That's the crazy bit. But what's interesting is Jet Aircraft Livery.
Who?
Livery?
Pokemon Jet refers to a number of aircrafts operated by Japanese airline All Nippon Airways in a promotional Pokemon livery.
Did you say Pokemon Jet?
Yes.
So a Pokemon
It's
jet.
like a fucking think of a Boeing 747, but it's covered in Pokemon. Like Pokemon imagery and shit.
I mean, I guess if you have $80 billion,
You can do whatever the fuck you like, and I will show this on the podcast.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
It is very cute. And apparently it's just like promo. It's just like Pokemon promo. So I'm guessing like when there's like big Pokemon events, they'll fly people out on these jets and shit, and they'll do cool stuff on it.
That's so fucking cute.
It will be really cool to look into. I might come back on this another day. But yeah, so Pokemon is the most which is crazy, especially considering the ones that
really
it beats out.
you look really
It's
disgusted.
fucking cute as hell.
So
It is, though.
He's really fucking cute, but it's on a fucking airplane that probably costs $13 billion. It is so much money on one fucking airplane. It is probably Boeing. It's probably killing children. Like,
probably. So I want y'all a little mini game here right quick, right? Because I want y'all to guess the rest of the top 5. And the thing is that I don't think what's going to make this difficult is that I bet some of these y'all weren't expecting to be considered a Transmedia franchise.
oh, interesting. Okay,
I'll say that. You know what? As a matter of fact, grab the whiteboards. I'm gonna have y'all write these down as
Oh man.
I think I have 2 of them. I mean, because there are 2 of them that I think should probably be pretty obvious.
right.
But I'm not sure what the other 3 are.
Oh wait, no. This. We have our names on them.
Yeah. This one is Fluffy.
This one's Formz. And this one is how you were tracking correctness.
That one is Izzy's,
You know.
and then that one is mine. You're holding.
This was yours?
Yeah, that's Izzy's.
I like your lettering. You did a good job.
You can leave that one in the package. I'm not gonna do anything with
I
it.
also like your fun little glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, this
you're
one is
reading
yours.
The list.
Yeah,
Duh.
and you don't have to do anything. This is a mini game. This ain't gonna be as in depth as the
You
other
can draw
ones.
genitals on that.
So I want y'all to take a few minutes. Y'all already know that Pokemon is number 1. That's a free point. What are positions 2 through 5 of the most profitable Transmedia companies?
Just off the top of our heads.
Wait,
Yep, whatever you think it is.
Companies or
Franchises,
like?
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Franchises. It was said. I'll say like 5 minutes.
Profitable. We're doing a profitable.
Most profitable, yes. And a little fun fact for you while you guys are doing this. Only 2 media franchises have ever grossed more than $50 billion. Or currently have total revenue above $50 billion. If this Wikipedia article is to be believed, but I believe it.
Believe in your belief from it.
I know, right? You're like,
Now you have to start just thinking of franchises and shit, right?
For me, it's like, oh man, I know this one, but is that because I like that franchise and I know some of the niche things about that franchise? Maybe, but I don't know.
Like I'm just
Niche. So wait, we're guessing. We got to find 4
The top
more
5 most.
because we know about Pokemon is number 1, right?
You know that Pokemon is number 1.
so we're looking for 4 more.
You're looking for 4 more.
Okay.
Oh.
Not in any particular order, but
Yeah.
Oh, really?
it doesn't have to be. If you have it in order, that's fine. But
Okay.
I'm not going to expect you to know exactly what those numbers were. It will be interesting if you can get it in order, but that's if you even are able to guess all of them anyway. And I will say 2 of them, technically 3 of them are obvious. 2 of them might throw you off. And these are the 2 that are going to be like, I would be shocked if y'all get it. I'm not going to keep saying. I'm going to stop talking and let y'all finish up.
I don't think that's it though.
This is too hard.
It is very difficult. It is very difficult.
All right.
No, wait. There's a whole demographic I wasn't thinking about. No.
Oh.
No.
Fucking stupid ass.
Fuck. Can I guess more than 4?
I mean, I have some honorable.
Let me up my odds.
Sure.
But the ones that you get wrong are -2 points.
Fuck.
Sure. There goes my low stakes mini game.
No.
I think I fucking nailed that. I fucking nailed it.
All right, you done?
Yeah.
Izzy, you
This is
good?
going to prove that I'm infinite genius.
Okay, I have to put this one down, if anything, as an honorable mention. Okay.
Okay. All right, everyone's good.
Yep.
All right, let's. I think Fluffy, you were done first, so let's go with yours. What do you got?
All right. Before we do that, I would like to thank our sponsors today. Which is
Perfect segue.
Thanks, but I would love to get them as a sponsor.
no, my suggestions are I think Marvel, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Barbie. And then I had honorable mentions are DC and possibly sports like the NFL.
Okay, fair enough. Izzy.
I got Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Lego.
Nice. I like
Izzy with the big brain
Shit.
moves.
I like that.
That's right.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Formz.
So I have Mario, Marvel, Star Wars, and then I have Barbie as an honorable mention, but then I have Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, that's a fair one.
But I'm like, that was the questionable one because I was like, I think that's a little bit quote unquote niche.
I can understand where you're coming from on it though.
I almost forgot Star Wars.
Just that
like-
first one, not the rest that came after.
Just the first war.
The Star Wars.
The Star Wars.
Fair.
It's
So
Luke Sky.
there is the Luke Sky. So
Hair Potter.
So you are all correct on Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars is up there. Star Wars, shockingly, is number 4 on the list.
Really?
Guess
Star
what
Wars-
number it is on my list?
Hell yeah, I will believe
Nice.
that. Star
Believe
Wars.
it, it's literally
It's right there.
under your fucking eyes.
That's not
You have no choice but to believe it.
That's not the part I was. Whatever. Leave me alone. That's not that bit. Anyway,
Technically, mine was number 4 too.
Is it really?
Technically.
technically,
But I didn't order mine.
I understand. Okay, I see what you mean. Anywho, so Star Wars number 4, we're at $46.7 billion estimated revenue. So none of the rest were right.
Fuck, really?
Dead ass. Like
Interesting.
The
Okay.
rest were not
Marvel
correct.
is
What?
in 5th or less.
Yeah, Marvel is so. Both of you said Harry Potter and Barbie, right?
Yeah.
I said Barbie too.
Those
That's
are higher
an
than Marvel.
honorable
Marvel comes after those.
mention. Interesting.
Really?
That
Dead
doesn't
ass.
entirely surprise me because I was thinking about Barbie and I was like, well, the reason I put Barbie down was because I was like, you know how many fucking Barbie movies my sisters bought?
Right?
Well, and like
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
that's
put together,
hyperbole.
you put
Literally-
together a collection of all the Barbie movies
I did.
for your fiance.
And the dolls alone, like, come
right?
Yeah.
on. Since the beginning of time.
I
It
think you
is-
sort of have to factor in time too, like because Barbie's been around like forever.
Right. Since the
So
beginning of
that's
time.
the interesting bit, right? All right. So let me
I'll let you continue.
let me do the top 5 list right quick, and then I'm gonna start reading off the rest of the list, and it's gonna be crazy for you. So we already know Pokemon is number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, Mickey Mouse and Friends.
I thought about putting Mickey on there, but I'm like, no, because it's no. Okay, Mickey Mouse and Friends in the sense of
It
Like-
just says Mickey Mouse and Friends.
It's just because
so
of
the
the
animated cartoons, I guess, is the original like cartoon is like
okay.
is its own media. So I think that's where you start getting like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey Mouse House of Mouse.
that including
Kingdom
Steamboat
Hearts.
Willie, just Mickey
Possibly.
Mouse.
I mean,
Period.
Kingdom Hearts definitely.
It says it was founded in
It's not
1928,
trans
so I
enough
think
for
so.
me.
Okay.
I think this is including
Damn.
Steamboat Willie.
I should have asked more questions because I
not
was thinking
trans
about it and I was like, no, because it's like they're different.
Right?
Kinds of Mickey
That's why.
Mouse.
So
Yes.
the thing is, you're
Ooh,
confused.
Mickey Mouse.
Where's my AAA Mickey Mouse shooter?
Kingdom Hearts.
This is what's going on. Oh my god! I want to point out the gap between number 1 and number 2. So Pokemon is number 1. Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
and Friends is number 2.
Yeah.
Pokemon has been out since 1996.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse has been out since 1920.
1996, that's it?
That's it. That's when the first Pokemon game dropped.
Wow.
Dang, that's
Mickey
2
Mouse
years
has been
older than
around
me.
since 1928, right? Mm-hmm. Mickey Mouse grosses 88 billion. Sorry, Pokemon grosses 88 billion. Mickey Mouse grosses 52.
Damn.
That's the difference between number 1 and number fucking 2.
I mean, okay, the question there, well, I guess not a question, but the thing there is too, money was a lot less back then,
True.
but it's still
then.
a wild measurement.
Back when Mickey's had plenty of time to just like take Pokemon and grind them to dust, but they've wasted it.
Oh yeah, no, Disney's been terrible with their IPs.
It's all
in
a competition.
Yeah.
in the last 10, 20 years. It's
Yeah.
bad. I agree with you, for sure.
Number 3, and this is where I would say I would have been very shocked if y'all guessed this, because it's weird to differentiate this given number 2.
Mm-hmm.
The number 3 most profitable franchise, Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
At $48.5 billion.
You know what? I don't
Actually,
doubt it.
Apparently,
Go for that.
it makes sense because it's actually been around longer than Mickey Mouse.
I don't doubt it. I had Tigger everything.
I
Yep.
guess it's just sort of like like you don't really think about it, but parents.
It
are
is the
just buying
quintessential
their babies like
Winnie the Pooh shit.
Go for that half neck of bear.
Right?
You know what? I'm gonna look up.
Yeah.
Every baby back in the day had Winnie the Pooh shit.
and they still do. It's
And
just
yeah.
I fucking love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's a chill, cool dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was,
Despite his rampant cowardice.
that was my shit. Piglet up there.
Winnie
Tigger
the Pooh
though?
would not stand up for justice.
Winnie the Pooh's too unbothered. Like
Eeyore's
I said,
unbothered.
next one down, like I said, all of y'all got Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Wars was a pretty obvious pick. It is crazy that it's number 4 on the list, but it's not far behind Winnie the Pooh at 46.7 billion.
I can't believe Star Wars is below. Winnie
Yes,
the Pooh.
that is
You
wild.
cannot, but it also makes sense because, like, what does Star Wars have? They have the movie franchise, the cartoon.
Toys, comics.
They had a
video
fucking
games.
hotel.
I don't think they have as many comics as people think they do. They have some really good comics, but I don't think the comics are actually doing as much as you would think.
No.
So
They had a fucking Star Cruiser hotel
I have the
experience.
fucking breakdown right here. Merchandise sales makes up $29.505 billion. Box office is $10 billion. Home video is $1.2 billion. Video games are $4 billion. Books
Really?
are $1 billion, and TV is $280 million.
So it's mostly the.
It's
movies.
mostly merchandise and
No,
mostly
the merchandise.
yeah. And I think like when you think merchandise, what are you picking up mostly when it comes to Star Wars?
Lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
Give
I
me
think
that
most
shit.
most people care more about getting a lightsaber than they do about any of the action figures.
Yep.
I mean that.
Wait, where was
covers,
Star
like,
Wars on this?
shirts
I gotta
and-
Star Wars is number 4.
Star Wars number 4.
Star Wars is number 4 on the top grossing. And last, or at least number 5, and it's crazy because this has only been considered a franchise since the year 2000. And you were starting to go, I don't know if you would have led to this at all, but it was interesting that you asked about, you started talking about demographics. And are you thinking of the right demographics? Because at number 5, at $45.4 billion, Disney princesses.
Okay. In general, fuck.
Just in
Disney
general.
I thought about that too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that was like a
So that's like,
because they're not like
Yeah.
not like they're interconnected.
Right. I was thinking like, okay, there's Jasmine, but that's like, okay, Aladdin, but no, not just
I would
Aladdin.
have
It would
said
be like
Frozen or Tangled or Brave as
Oh,
a franchise.
dude, I'm
Disney
sad.
princesses are considered just a franchise in and of themselves.
wow.
We need stricter definitions of transgender.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying it would have been incredibly, at least 2 of these would have been super difficult because I never would have separated until I was reading this list. I would have never separated Disney princesses and Winnie the Pooh away from Disney.
Yeah.
And realizing that I think Disney bought Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh has been a thing longer than Disney has been. But either way, I would never have thought to separate those out from Disney. I can understand the separation of Star Wars from Disney because, yeah, while Disney now owns Star Wars was a thing long before Disney bought it up.
That really just makes me think that Berenstain Bears is lacking.
Is that even on the list?
Well, actually, that's an interesting thing, though, thinking about Disney. How many of those franchises or IPs on that top 5 are Disney-owned franchises now.
I'm fairly certain every one of them that isn't called Pokemon.
Exactly.
It's Pokemon and then a bunch of Disney shit.
Yes. It's crazy.
And then basically continues. So
the question to me, hello?
That's my mail that was given to you when he handed you the... Thanks for going through my mail, Fluff.
I'm just committing felonies on there.
That is...
On camera.
I don't even remember
Live.
what that is. What is that?
I think it's a student loan or something.
Oh.
I'm closing it quickly.
Either who. Interestingly, number 6... I don't know how to pronounce it. Anpan Man? Some very Japanese thing.
I've seen pictures of that before. I have. I don't know anything about it though.
Yeah. Japanese children's superhero picture book series written by Takahashi. Is that the name on it? Oh. Yeah, Takahashi Yanase.
Money.
They do. Running from 1973 until the author's death in 2013, the series has been adapted into an anime entitled something, which is one of the most popular anime series really now.
Never heard or seen
Never
that
heard of this
ever
or seen.
in my life.
That would be a fun little video, I say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just going over that on Fun Man. He's basically a red bean paste character.
Wait.
That's the inspiration. I guess the term is Anpan. But yeah, let me read out some more of this list. So you would think Harry Potter was higher. Harry Potter is not as high as you would think. Harry Potter goes under Anpan Man at $34.5 billion. Wow. Then is Barbie.
Interesting.
That's where Barbie goes. And then the MCU.
Really?
Yep. And then
wait, the cinematic universe or just Marvel?
MCU specifically.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Interesting.
So,
but not Marvel as
not Marvel as a. I mean, in fairness, I don't think any comic book franchise has ever grossed in over $2 billion. I would be very shocked.
Well, in this case, I figured that this list would just combine all of Marvel
You would think.
into just Marvel.
Yep.
Including the comics, including the cinematic universe, including franchise.
well, yeah, especially because
everything.
we're talking about Transmedia,
Right.
Right.
So that's what I did. So I wouldn't have considered the Marvel Cinematic Universe separate because we're talking about like
Right. I mean, even if they were together, I still feel like comic book sales would never make enough to be on the list by itself. So then
more people should read comic books. Y'all are poopish.
Call of Duty, Batman.
Call of Duty?
Yeah.
He said call.
Before Batman.
Before Batman.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Especially given the success of the Batman Arkham series.
Right.
Yes.
Batman.
And all of the TV and all of the animated.
Right.
And I actually don't believe that one.
Yeah, like Batman
That is
in general should be way before
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think y'all failed to understand how much Call of Duty dude bros are willing to pay for like microtransactions.
No, like I'm thinking about it, and I can see a world in which I'm misunderstanding the amount of financial gain that Call of Duty is raking over the years, and like how profitable it's been. But I would want to know more about how they're classifying the profits from Batman before I consider that one like legitimate. Yeah.
Especially after the MCU thing, I think they fucked everybody over.
But then, the other thing is profits versus cultural influence are not the same thing.
Are not the same thing. This is true.
True.
Batman, Hello Kitty / Sanrio.
I was going to put her on there.
She was going to be an honorable mention for me, but
That was the moment when I was like, I'm missing a demographic. Because I thought about Hello Kitty, and I was like, no, wait, Barbie before Hello Kitty.
Which is fair. That is a fair.
I went through a very similar thought process. Yeah.
Now this one I find even more shocking than Batman. Spider-Man is below Batman and Hello Kitty.
Excellent point, because
And
they have
Marvel.
That is Marvel, and it's separated out as its own franchise.
Right.
But Spider-Man is the most popular superhero.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, really?
So it is crazy to me that.
Well, I guess this list is showing us to what extent, like what are we measuring that by? Is it by sales? Or
it's by sales. So I have a breakdown of like where the money is coming from.
Yeah.
So this is literally by money generated. based on home video games, merchandise, box office,
Dang.
musicals.
For being the most popular superhero, he's so bad at capitalism.
He's really bad at capitalism.
Winnie
He is
the
broke.
Pooh is way bigger.
Winnie the Pooh is so much bigger.
Winnie the Pooh.
Transformers.
That's actually kind of that's fucking crazy.
That's a good one. Transformers.
Something called Dungeon Fighter Online.
Dungeon Fighter.
Never heard of it, but it grosses $22 billion
Jesus.
I wonder
from
if
Nexon and Tencent. Of course it does.
Oh, okay. 10
Well, there's literally an entire world that's not us.
Yeah. Cars as a franchise.
Wait.
Like
Cars
the
is
Disney
kinda
Pixar
crazy.
Cars.
No.
Kids love that shit.
Yeah,
It's not.
people love Cars. Cars is, we did a whole, I just put out episode 18, which was the episode we went over that fucking cracked ass story about the girl who wanted to be Italian so bad because she had a crush on Guido.
Yeah, on the forklift.
Yeah.
I was about to say, did we cover that on the podcast?
We covered it.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like her horrible fucking fanfic that involved Buddy the Elf getting trampled by buffalo in the middle of a city and a bunch of other real whacked out shit this person did. And then, so Cars, and then finally Candy Crush.
Candy
Because I
Crush.
forgot. Candy
Yeah.
Crush is super
Okay.
huge. That is everyone who made over 20 billion.
Where's My Little Pony on that list? Because that's another one I thought about with the demographic thing. I was like Hello Kitty, My Little Pony, and then Barbie. I was like, shit.
I'm not seeing My Little Pony.
That surprises me.
Dragon Ball has only grossed 9.4 bill.
Really.
Thomas and Friends 9.12.
Oh, but we're like only 9.4 bill. That's so.
which is like an ungodly. Like Mario doesn't even show up on this list.
Yeah, wait, what the
until
fuck?
Down here, he's at 8.61. Is the Mario franchise?
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with that? That just makes me want to know what the fuck is going on with Pokemon.
And Call of Duty beat Mario.
Oh, My Little Pony 5.98 bill,
Okay, there it is.
which it's beating both the James Cameron Avatar movies and the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise.
Yeah, see, I figured Sonic the Hedgehog would be kind of down the list,
Yeah, but it's on the list, and I would take that as a victory.
but it's on there, yeah.
Just above Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, yeah, the cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Fucking Mamma Mia.
Oh my, really?
The ABBA, the song, the ABBA song itself, by itself.
The song?
It's
just the song.
It's the song, but it's also the musical.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But I like how it's attributed as a song, and the attributing artist is ABBA. So like ABBA's song "Mamma Mia" on its own, which I guess technically speaking, the movie and the play are both based off that song.
Yeah. Now show me where Mariah Carey is.
Mariah Carey is a franchise. No, I don't think Mariah Carey is gross.
She probably won't be on there.
I wonder what percentage of homes don't have
Winnie the Pooh in them.
Pokemon something in them. That
You said don't have something
Like,
Pokemon related?
one, like
probably
just
a
one
very small
card,
amount.
one toy, nothing, no Pokemon. And
Like-
so-
Great question. That was almost my house growing up, but one
Like-
of my friends loaned me a Pokemon game. So
yeah, I
There
mean,
you
there's
go.
probably Pokemon cards in the floorboards. Like even
Yeah.
if the person living there doesn't personally.
I mean, my grandfather built our house for my parents. So there's not Pokemon cards of the floorboards. The only trace of Pokemon in my house growing up was. Well, actually, that's a lie. I was gonna say because my sister also watched the Pokemon TV series.
Nice.
See, like I didn't play any Pokemon games. I watched maybe a couple episodes of Pokemon when it happened. I never got really into it. And of course, you know, Pokemon with it being the devil's show or whatever. But I did have a couple Pokemon cards. So
Taking your phone. away.
no,
Taking your phone.
no,
That's fair.
no, banned. But I did have a couple Pokemon cards. So even I had Pokemon in my house when it was frowned upon. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I almost didn't get to watch the show because of the whole.
That's interesting. Somehow I managed to get away from it. I have no idea how. Like it was. I guess it was weird because the Pokemon is evil craze never hit like my house or my church that I was growing up in.
Wait, there was a actually,
I was sorry, really? Are you really about to say this out loud?
but they're just animals.
Yeah, but they're called monsters.
Well,
And
they,
monsters are of the
Pokemon.
devil.
Pokemon.
It was a fucking stretch. It was a hell of a stretch.
Something about the psychic Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Kadabra. No, it's gone.
Oh, it is?
I just have it super zoomed
Oh,
out.
Kadabra is witchcraft. Witchcraft with kids equals
As long
bad.
as you can see it's being read, it's still recording.
I just spent a week with my family. Some of
Yeah.
the deranged shit they say. Is
Well,
just-
the whole
Some-
Kadabra thing was
Some kids died because they thought they had psychic powers and they jumped out a window.
Okay, I was going to say, what do they do? Damn.
jumping out of windows, but that really comes down more to
That's
you.
more stupid.
That's
shit.
Yeah, that's natural selection more than anything. That's called.
I
allowing
wasn't
your-
gonna say it.
That's called.
I wasn't gonna
That's
say
called
it.
allowing your kid to do anything that they want to without you ever stepping in as the parent. Yeah, it's stupid shit's going to happen if they hadn't killed themselves. Well,
Look,
I'm
kids
sorry.
try
This is. Hold on. I realized that is so callous of me.
Unalived, first of
Unalived
all.
first.
Second of all.
If it wasn't that, it was gonna be something else because clearly your kid is just doing whatever they want to, and there's never a point where you as a parent stepped in to go, "Hey, reality versus fantasy." Like,
I wouldn't even put it on the parent necessarily. Like kids do stupid
well, kids
shit.
do stupid shit. All the
Kids
time.
are like, parachute. I have umbrella. Let me jump off a fucking roof. Like kids
know,
do dumb shit all the time.
maybe I was just a smart kid because I decided, like, maybe we should start with like the third step off the stoop before we move up to roof
Yeah,
just
just
yet.
jump.
No, that's lame. That's lame, though. You want to, you got to go all
I
out.
was jumping off the porch like with like a 6-foot drop with the umbrella to see what would happen.
Nah, you got to go all the way to the top. That's the only way you're going to be able to.
I guess
fully
that's
prove.
why I've made it so far without like majorly broken bones, I guess.
People died from Pokemon Go because they wandered into the highway.
I heard
I
about
wonder.
that.
I wonder what Pokemon's death
No,
count is.
people did not
would-
die from Pokemon Go. People died from walking into the highway because they weren't paying fucking attention. That's a different
No,
thing.
Pokemon's fault.
No, it's
Pokemon
because
fault.
they wanted the whatever rare Pokemon was spawning in the highway.
Yeah, the Pokemon company
Which
should
is
not have
fun
spawned
and
shinies in the
stupid
highway.
because that's not even how that spawning worked. But yeah, like you never had to be that close to any particular location to get a Pokemon to spawn. Sometimes you did because their GPS was jank.
I was gonna say, couldn't you just like sit somewhere?
You
Wasn't
just
there like a
needed to be
glitch?
in the general location.
Wasn't there like a glitch or something where you could just like sit?
oh, and
and then,
yeah,
like-
yeah, because GPS drift. Wait, describe what you're describing right quick.
I
before
remember
answer.
people talking about how they were just like you could just chill on the couch and then have Pokemon Go open, and then like you could just like walk to like different places. Maybe not like
Well, you might-
5,000 miles,
like
but like
GPS
in a-
spoofing or whatever.
I was
something
gonna
like
say it
that.
sounds like you're referring to spoofing, which was a thing. Which that was like you could literally just trick your GPS into thinking that you're moving around some
Yeah.
places. There was that. There was also the GPS drift problem, which was super useful for hatching eggs, because GPS drift was so bad. Like that, even if you were to set your phone down on a solid surface and not touch it,
Your character would look
GPS drift would still be walking you around constantly somewhere.
Yeah, I
To the-
remember that.
Yeah, to the point that like you could legitimately hatch eggs by just leaving Pokemon Go open
Yeah.
and letting GPS drift move your character around a ton of places.
egg pops up on your screen. Oh.
Oh,
Egg pops up in your womb.
right. Oh man.
Egg pops up in your uterus.
Dearest. Oh no. Yeah. How do we get on this topic?
Pokemon.
Which topic?
That's fair.
We went
Media franchises.
new franchise.
Pokemon specifically.
Pokemon.
Oh, yes.
Pokemon
in
Yeah.
house, not in
People
house.
dying from
People
Pokemon.
dying.
People dying from
You
Pokemon.
asked you wonder what the death toll at this point is on Pokemon's
Yeah.
head just from people doing stupid shit because of Pokemon. I would actually be really curious about that.
I bet somebody did something on
Someone
it.
has definitely had to like have like written down, because there's the kids jumping out of the windows.
There's kids having seizures from Pokemon episodes.
Oh,
That was what I was going to bring up. The kids having
Oh my
the
gosh,
seizures
that's
from
right. I
The
forgot
Porygon
about
episode,
that.
which is why Porygon doesn't get to be like mentioned in any TV
There's
shows
the episode
anymore.
with James's titties, which has caused people like so much death and destruction.
Just fucking James and his fucking fake ass tits.
People who committed suicide because they don't want to live in a world where that's not a reality.
Yeah, it is. They were given the taste of a reality that they cannot live in, and they couldn't handle it anymore.
I was denied a reality.
I was denied this reality.
The Pokemon Go death count.
What the?
Oh God! How many died from Pokemon Go?
I mean, this is just like from this one random website, so it might not be reliable. But
It's not
they're
reliable,
just
but
saying, and it's not a number in particular that it's saying. At least on the
somebody
headline
has to
here.
read this. Somebody
It
has
says-
to read that one for next week.
At least on the value of lives lost, injuries, and damage done of
This?
between 5.2 million and 25.5 million in just one county.
Jeez.
Wait, sorry. How much? Say that again. Like, say those numbers
25
again.
million?
Between 5.2 million and 25.5 million in Tippecanoe County, Indiana alone.
What is this? Death or injury?
Damage,
It says
injury.
Oh,
death.
damage. Okay.
Oh, money.
And money.
Yeah.
Oh, because I conked out here because I'm shuffling around tabs. I was like, there's no way there's been 5 million to 25 million deaths.
Oh, no, not that.
I was like, there's no
Pokemon
fucking
Go's
way.
trying to control
I
the
was like,
population.
Jesus, we're culling the population. That was 25 million is
Pokemon Go is keeping the balance of Earth.
Isn't
right.
it 8 billion?
Did Pokemon Go really kill
We're
200?
If it was 8 billion on the face of the
approaching
planet, I was
8
thinking
billion. I don't know if we've hit 8 billion.
America.
I don't know.
Oh.
No, I want to say we've surpassed 8 billion.
Okay, we have a number now.
Can you look it up for me? Because I would actually like to know that for sure.
According to a new analysis, the mobile game Pokemon Go may have contributed to nearly 150,000
Damn.
traffic accidents, 256 deaths, and economic costs. ...
I'm surprised we didn't hit 8 billion people quicker.
Damn, I'm not reading this whole entire
Oh, it's
article.
slowing down.
Yeah.
It is slowing down.
Nobody can have a house and raise kids, so they're not doing it.
Economic
That's
costs
in
And
of-
all of a
America.
sudden, the powers that be are realizing that shit, we fucked up. Maybe.
In the first... Okay, that's crazy, actually.
Oh, no.
What?
Okay, so Pokemon Go may have contributed to nearly 150,000 traffic accidents, 256 deaths, and economic costs of $2 billion to $7.3 billion in the first 148 days
Jesus
after its
Christ.
introduction to the U.S. That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
I figured that would just be like up until now. No, that's
I
just
want
the
to.
first.
I want to point out that
half a
number
year.
is higher than some of the franchises we just went over.
Pokemon's collateral damage.
Pokemon's collateral damage is higher, grossed more money than some of the franchises that have been around since like the fucking 50s.
Pokemon Go, not just Pokemon.
Just Pokemon Go. Holy shit, bro. Oh man,
Crazy.
that is nuts.
Again, this is just an article. This might not be 100% true, but I mean, these statements have to come from somewhere. So,
Oh shit. I don't even want to talk about Hakutoa. Why did you put this on here?
because I thought it was funny. Some of the memes coming from
The
it.
memes I think have been funny, but what, where? Huh? Donde
Donde
está?
está the Hakutoa? Spit on that thing. Like she's just.
I haven't seen the actual video. I've just seen some.
Oh, I posted the
It's
video.
nothing special. That's the crazy part, is that there's no great reason as to why this got so popular, other than because the internet is the internet forever.
Honestly.
I'll play.
You're
it in
becoming
1
a
second.
boomer.
I am becoming a boomer.
I just started seeing shit like this. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I saw the video and I'm like, oh no, the internet did a thing again.
I'm gonna be real. This sounds fucking delicious.
And that looks so good.
this sounds real.
It's
I'm
good.
like-
covered in cum.
And
So you say that like it's a problem.
It's not a problem for me.
The two straight motherfuckers on the couches. I figured that'd be a bigger.
I
picture for
figured
us.
you wouldn't give a shit.
I'd spit on that thing. Shit.
Right? Like, no,
That is my spit on that thing.
for audio listeners, we are currently looking at a I'm assuming AI generated. I don't think this is real.
Probably not.
Maybe it's real. I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
It's possible. Actually, it could go either way.
It could go either way.
The physics of the banana going in the drink are wild.
It's the stuff on the banana that gets me to think that it's.
Can you summarize before we continue talking about it? I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Oh god, that is actually calm. What the fuck?
That's what makes me think it's AI. But continue.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it's a generated drink of some sort. Whether it's AI generated or someone actually made this, couldn't tell you. I'm not looking into it close enough. But it's based off. It's called the Haktua.
There it is.
And it actually looks like a delicious fucking drink. I'll be honest. Just like by the ingredient list.
It looks like it's got.
I'm sorry.
It's like
You
a
keep talking
pineapple
about it.
banana. It's got a banana sticking out the top. And
Said
banana
heck.
Yeah.
is-
There it is. Coconut rum, whipped cream, banana.
Dripping in white.
Banana liqueur, banana garnish, pineapple juice, and cream of coconut.
Come.
And cum drizzled on
And
top.
cum. It does look like there's cum drizzled on top of this thing.
I would ask for the cum to be taken off or left off, but besides that,
I want you to picture
that looks
cornstarch
delicious.
mixed with
I down
butter
that shit.
and
I
white.
swear to Christ, I'm gonna fight this man one day. I'm just gonna come up and cold cock you. I'm just gonna
Cold
fight you.
cock him? What? Hello?
Have you never heard that term before?
Oh, I have not.
Really?
Cold cock?
You never heard the term cold cocking? It's
No.
just to punch somebody. Like,
Well,
I don't
I've
know
heard
why.
of cold clocking.
no, it's cold cocking.
Huh?
Yeah,
My dude.
it's cold cock.
It's cold cocking for sure.
Oh, I've never heard it
Yeah.
said like that.
Yeah, no, it's not clocking. Like clock, like you can clock somebody,
Right.
absolutely. But no, the term is cold cocking.
Oh, I've never. Nope.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yep.
And even if that is.
Yeah, don't fucking look at me like I'm weird.
Even,
bitch.
no, listen. Even if that is a implemented term or phrase in society today,
You would never fucking know about it.
that is a wild way to think. Like, who came up with that?
Well, because it's not referring to cock as in like penis. Like I'm fairly
Well,
certain
yeah.
the use of like cock is a euphemism for male genitalia. Probably happened after that
Cock
term.
a gun.
Right.
Cock your fist.
But
Yeah.
even then, that's insinuating
cock
that
it
like
back.
you're cocking it back versus actually.
Do you want me to look up the etymology right now?
We could look up the etymology right now.
No,
We don't
look
have
up
to.
Okay. honestly, I say that I am kind of curious now because I'm always curious about phrases like that where it's like, where did this like just fucking come from? Or, like why did we get to this phrase usage?
I
Right.
just was reminded of his image of being
What's happening?
He said a whole lot and nothing at all.
I did it. Cut that out. I didn't say anything.
We're just gonna take this
there's
whole episode and isolate Fluff's mic.
Yeah, there's
so
like-
we can just hear what he's.
Two
I
podcasts going
yeah,
on.
You already know. Do you actually want to know what I said?
a little bit.
We'll
Yeah,
find out later.
This image of Piglet fucking Eeyore distracted me when I opened up my phone.
I take
that's
it
on
back.
us. That's on us.
Yeah,
that's on us.
Yeah, we deserve that.
That's you know what? Fair enough.
I tried to censor myself.
You did. You tried.
Yeah, this isn't on you anymore. This is on us.
This is on us. And we had the opportunity to take it as it was, and we chose not to. God, these fucking.
This is what made me think. Okay, what the fuck is happening? Because I'm like, wait, is this? Because I was like, is this real? Because I didn't know what this was. I'm like, is this real?
Cursed AI.
And then I saw spit on that thing, and I'm like, wait, no. What is this?
Is the virality just the fact that it's getting?
Dude, I think the fact that quality memes like this is being produced doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I know this is AI. I just want to point out the hilarity that this patch is apparently sewn directly into her skin. AI didn't figure that one out. It looked pretty fucking great otherwise.
Yeah, and I'm just noticing now the wings are off. Like she's
Yeah, the wings
angled.
make no fucking sense to her body.
But even still, at a glance,
still,
and I saw this at a glance. I was like, wait, is there a new
Because I'll
Supergirl?
tell you right now, what caught me wasn't even the patch directly in her skin. It was the way her skin and her armpit is folding like it's fabric. And that got me to look back up here only to realize like, oh wait, that armor is directly on her arm. Holding me in the armor. Yeah, no, I I don't know. Because like with Hawk Toi, like this whole thing, I didn't even know about it the first time I heard about it. The first time I heard about it was a dude complaining that it was everywhere. And I was like, I have no idea what he's talking about. You know what? I'm not putting in the time to go look this up. And even then, since then, I've only seen like one TikTok video about it.
See, I'm following way too many meme pages. And it's like this showed up 5 times in a row on different meme pages in different memes. I was like, what is happening? What did I miss?
It hasn't showed up like everywhere. But I've seen it. I
want you to hold on to that 5 times in a row thing.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
It didn't take me long. The thing about it is it's really easy to figure out. Because everybody knows what is.
Spit on that thing.
And spit on that thing is sexual.
It is.
It applies to situations that are sexual. So it's funny when you talk about it in situations that are sexual because it's inherently a little bit sexual.
And also, it's a girl that most people find hot, and the idea of her spitting on that and sucking your dick is just something that a lot of people are going to be fucking horny about, and they're going to hide that horniness by making memes about it.
I don't need to say anything else. That's a penis. That's not what I was here for. But the cold cock.
Did you find the etymology?
According to Reddit, nobody really knows.
Fair enough.
I was looking at Oxford English Dictionary. They wanted me to sign up for membership in order to read whatever they had on it. I'm not going to do that. I went to Arsenal Entomology, and basically, we can talk about Bob Saget giving some possibly fake facts. I'm not going to watch that video, though.
That's fair.
Otherwise, you can look at people think that it might come from caulking of the seams of a boat or striking somebody with a blunt object, such as a faucet. Some people might have talked about it like, as in like caulking a gun. Or striking with a blackjack that resembles the shape of and size of a flaccid human penis.
Okay.
I that one seems a little weird to me.
That seems weird, but also the most plausible.
But yeah, but it is for sure cock.
Yep.
Interesting.
I always knew it was called cocking.
I didn't.
But, so, speaking of 5 times in a row.
Speaking of cock.
Speaking of cocks 5 times in a row. No, I'm not going to disrespect you like this. Kendrick Lamar recently did a fucking concert called The Pop Out and Friends on Juneteenth. And this concert was considered, so this concert happened in LA, and basically a gigantic just like funeral pyre up to Drake as the just fucking victory laps and victory dancing on Drake with the end of this beef. Like this, people were already saying the beef was over. Like the beef was already over. This is where everyone's like, this is officially like a done deal. Like,
and everybody knew he would do this, but nobody could expected that he'd do it like this.
Right?
He basically went up with what was the other rapper?
You say other like there weren't an entire brigade of them.
There were, but I mean at the beginning of the song, who starts the song off?
For Not Like Us?
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Dre.
Yes. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. He starts it off. He's on stage with Kendrick, and then he goes into the song, and of course the audience knows every.
I'm going to pause you for a second because I think to talk about that does such a huge disservice to everything that happened up before it. This concert was, and I know you're not that big a hip hop head. I'm really not that big a hip hop head. I do enjoy hip hop though, and I knew like a lot of the artists that went on. I think the thing to understand though, leading up to that moment, because that's really like the starts of the last like final bit of the show. This show was so legendary with the amount of West Coast and California like artists Kendrick had on that, like in one place at one time. I couldn't even begin to list off every artist that played, but I know that Roddy Ricch got a chance to get up there and do the box. as a song in front of a whole crowd, had everybody going great. That one, yes, he did that. Artists, there's a few other other named artists in there that I don't listen to a ton, but I know that they got a lot of love that night. An artist who got a fuck ton of love and a lot of deserved love after a long time of not getting it, Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator got up there and did one of the greatest sets. Just and all of this is just opening for Kendrick Lamar, by the way. He had some of the biggest names in hip hop and music, just doing the opener. That
sounds absolutely incredible.
It's fucking fantastic. I will definitely show y'all more clips. I wish I might switch over to. No. I don't want to take the time right now, but I will show y'all this afterwards because I don't want to have to edit this later. But just the performances that went on even before Kendrick got on stage was legendary.
True.
Tyler was performing Earthquake and everybody in the audience was singing the song for him. That was basically happening with every artist that went up there, that the crowd, and this was not a small crowd, mind you. This was a sold out. This was the Forum at in California, in LA, not a small, insignificant sized stadium, completely filled out, completely maxed. And everyone there is hyped for every artist that comes up. That then leads into Dr. Dre getting on stage and doing Still Dre, and a couple. I think they did California Love. Yeah, I'm fairly certain they did California Love, and at least one other song, and then that went to Still Dre, and then Still Dre is, I might be getting some of this wrong actually, but either way, he does a set with him. Kendrick Lamar gets on stage with him. Kendrick Lamar does a fucking fantastic set too, by the way. He performs basically every song from the diss battle. Every one of he starts off his set with Euphoria. At one point he does 616 in LA. He does Not Like That. The only song he doesn't do is Meet the Grams. And there's a few theories as to why he doesn't do it. One, it isn't really a concert song. It's not really meant to be a concert song.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he actually performed that anywhere.
Right.
Very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's not as quotable, as any of his other songs. Not like
almost everything else.
Yeah.
The other prevailing theory is it was out of respect because LeBron James was in the audience.
Yeah.
And because there's a very notable line in there in which he calls out LeBron by name.
Yeah.
And goes, stay away from Drake. It was possibly that he did that out of respect. Either way, that's the one song that didn't get played, but he also did a lot of his, he was doing a lot, it was like a greatest hits album, but all live. All of his greatest songs were getting played. It was crazy. And a lot of the artists were like that, where they were putting on some of their best songs, their highest, their top tier songs and shit. But now we get into Dr. Dre and Kendrick are on stage together, and they finish up their last song, and they're kind of getting ready to start the last final set. And Kendrick leans over and tells Dre to start the song for him. And that's when Dre comes in and goes, I'm gonna need everybody to be silent for this. And he just leans in and go, psst, I see dead people. Which is so funny to me because he says it in such a deep voice that is not the way Kendrick says it in the song, but it was just really funny to me.
Do you think it was him putting his own spin on it? Or
I think it was just him just saying it. That's just how the song starts. Are you playing tic-tac-toe against yourself?
I decided that if I wanted to focus on the conversation, I needed to fidget.
You know what?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, and that's when we get into Not Like Us.
Yeah, and the crowd went crazy.
Crowd goes fucking nuts because as soon as it starts, and obviously everyone is singing it, everyone is rapping along with it, right?
Yeah. And to be fair, I didn't really see much of the rest of the concert. This was shared in my work Slack.
Oh, yeah.
Someone shared just that last song, so I really only saw that whole last part of what the concert seemed like it was. And it was, yeah. It was, you probably have better analysis of it than I do with your experience.
Like, he goes through the song the first time, and obviously everyone is singing. They get up to the trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. And they get up to that bit the first time. He just probably A minor, and he just lets that sustain. The music drops out. Everyone is just singing it. Like, just everyone's just holding the note.
Yup.
And so one, Kendrick's the way Kendrick is dressed for that concert is a homage itself to Tupac. That's actually how Tupac dressed in, forget what it was. I forget exactly what it was, but you can see comparison images from the red hoodie he's wearing, the blue jeans, and even the necklace he's wearing is all it's not like a direct one-to-one, but it's a real close like comparison to there's some image from Tupac. But he holds that, and while they're all holding that probably A minor bit, like A minor gets sustained out for like a good like 2-3 seconds usually in the song itself.
Yeah.
But he has had this thing sustained for like 20 seconds minimum. Yeah. Like, it's just being held. Yeah. And as they're all saying that, he starts doing this dance where he's like just like kind of tapping a foot and like kind of whirling his arms that people picked up and was like, he's doing the Hotline Bling dance.
No, he did not.
As he's just standing there doing Drake's one of the dances from Hotline Bling, and he's just doing it slowly to everyone calling Drake a fucking liking minors and shit. So he drops that out, and then at that point he's like, all right, start it up again. Let's do this like for real this time. Start it up. They get into the song. They start doing it. He gets to A minor, continues on.
No, he does it again.
Does he stop at A minor again?
Yes. He does it one more time.
Okay, he gets to A, so he does get to A minor again.
Yes.
Probably A minor, stops it again at the A minor because everyone, you're right. They don't sustain it, but everyone is just going so crazy.
Yeah.
That they have to stop it again. Then, if I recall, they do start it a third time.
Yep.
And at this point, they get through majority of the song. I think they get up to they don't get up to the Once Upon a Time All of Us Was Enslaved. The verse right before that is what they get up to. And after that point, everyone goes crazy again. Because they get up to like, they not like us, and like they're just kind of just dancing around with it, and everyone's going crazy. At this point, he starts calling people onto the stage with him.
Yep.
And they start playing it again.
Yep.
And so over this next time of them playing, he's just pulling people up on stage. And when I say people, I mean people he knows. Like, not just like random audience members. No, he's pulling in so many West Coast artists and like big names and shit. And just over the course of this song playing, he's just pulling more and more people that have performed already before that, people that were just there in the crowd, people that like he just happens to know, boys of his, friends of his shit. Like, he's just getting them on stage, getting them up on the stage. By the time the song stops again, there's like 50 to 60 people on this stage. And
a lot of content creators and people who I've seen talk about it have said like Bloods and Crips.
Yep, he had brought Bloods, Crips, Pyrus, and at least one other gang I can't think of the name of. All of them cohabitating on stage together.
Yep, connecting and bonding over
the
fact that they don't like Drake.
Over this song that is calling Drake
a pedo,
a child toucher.
You know what? If there's one thing that everybody can get behind, fuck pedophiles. Yeah,
that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
The fun part is about that whole moment. Even like the beauty and the unity of it all is kind of crazy because you're seeing like what is basically this big family coming together. Like, West Coast artists like treat West Coast hip hop as like a family unit. Like there's the beauty of that happening on this stage where you have all these different people together that are all like rallied around Kendrick, who Kendrick is basically has the torch for West Coast hip hop. Snoop Dogg gave him that torch some years ago. Like literally on stage in front of a live audience was like he passed the torch to Kendrick. And like it was this super beautiful thing. So even with all of them on stage and together like that, it is, I had a point and it's gone. Either way,
it'll come back to you in a minute.
it will come back to me. There's the part of like all of this is happening once again on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's happening on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I was sweating and fucking butt fucked nowhere.
Yeah, you were. Like so all of this like just black love and black unity and all of this shared like fuck you to, oh, I know what I was gonna say. It's crazy because a lot of the people he pulled on stage as well, it's almost as if the concert itself was a diss track to Drake as well and a rebut to Drake, because Drake dropped a lot of names as in like these people don't actually like in like his Family Matters, and I think in Push-Ups as well.
Push-Ups,
he dropped some names of like these people don't like you, these people are better than you, these people don't rock with you like that. One in particular is an artist named YG. Like I forget the exact line from Push-Ups, but it was you know something like he ends it with my nigga YG, but it's basically, I can't think of the exact line, but it's basically he was going, you know who's better than you? My nigga YG. And he's like referencing this other rapper that he has worked with. And it's crazy because what that night showed everybody is that nobody rocks with Drake like that. Like Drake, you don't get it, bro. Like they don't rock with you like that. And you're not going to turn them against their fan, even if they are having problems with Kendrick, because there was like a bunch of rumors thrown out that Kendrick, so his a group he was a part of called Black Hippie, him, Absol, and two other, I don't think Schoolboy Q was on that one, he might have been, and there's a few other two other artists on that who like apparently like after he left that group there was like falling out and like some hard feelings or some shit. There was a lot of like, oh, Kendrick doesn't really like TDE, the label that Kendrick used to be on before he dropped out and formed PG Lang, is like, oh, TDE doesn't fuck with Kendrick and they don't really like him after his like fell. It's like he essentially rebutted all of that by having every one of those names on stage with him that night. Like it is as weird and as messy as rap beefs can be when you get into the whole like, well, is this sport? Is it not? Is it personal? Is it not? And how kind of weird that whole situation gets. Yeah. It is crazy to see this decisive of a strike at somebody. Because at this point, every talking point Drake has ever had about Kendrick is just out the fucking window.
Dissipated.
Just gone. Like it was absolutely bonkers what happened at that concert that night. It was insane. And of course, like I wasn't there, but every hip hop reactor and head that I follow, every hip hop channel I have ever watched in like the last month, all had their own videos and discussions and shit about it. And so it's a crazy night for sure, and people are already marking it down as probably the most iconic night in hip hop history at this point. I mean, shit. Not Like Us has probably taken the #1 spot as the greatest diss track of all time, because that spot was held by Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up" for the longest. Which that's the one. First off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim, that song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where that comes from. That's "Hit 'Em Up." And that has finally been dethroned. I think that song came out either 92 or 94. I can't remember if it was right before. I think it was probably 94. It was probably right before Tupac died. But that song had been holding down the like #1, like most iconic diss track of all time. Not Like Us is finally like dethroning it. It is crazy.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
All because fuck Drake.
Yes.
And It's like, I feel like it was over with when Not Like Us dropped.
Oh yeah, no, it was over then. Everybody knew it was over.
I mean,
Now
it was
they're just
over when Meet the
dancing on the
Grams
grave.
kind of dropped. It was over when Meet the Grams kind of dropped.
That's what people are kind of calling it. Is that that's why people are calling it a funeral of Drake's funeral? It's like Drake's funeral, Victory Lap.
I can appreciate taking that moment of that victory and using it to like elevate the entire
movement, like West Coast movement and shit. It is fantastic, and just the fact that he played Not Like Us 6 times in a row.
Literally,
he played Not Like Us 6 times,
and the crowd essentially sang the whole thing. He didn't even sing most of it.
One of those,
for like
I
two of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like 2 of them. He wasn't even like actually saying anything. He was just letting them go off.
Yep,
it was nuts.
I was laughing my ass off as soon as he stopped singing and just let the crowd sing to him, and I was like, "Yep, yeah. This song has been out not that long,
not even that long,
but everybody knows every single lyric."
Yeah,
it's insane and it's hilarious.
Like it's an interesting time to be alive right now. I can tell you that much. But I think that is the official close to the Kendrick and Drake beef.
Drake, don't get up.
Just let it go, dog.
Don't get up.
Let it go, man.
Don't get up.
It's. Do I even want a discussion right now about? I don't even know, because it's like, even for as big of an artist as Drake is, right? Like Drake was the biggest name in hip hop for a good while there, and irregardless of like, irregardless is not a word.
It's a word. It's a word.
Is it a word?
I'm pretty fucking sure it's a word.
Okay.
We'll say it is and continue.
We'll say it is, and if it's wrong, I'll fuck it, whatever. Regardless of how positive how popular he got, this whole beef really highlighted that the popularity means, I guess it means something. Like, it means that you're getting paid what you want to get paid, and if we're being honest, most of what all of us are doing is to get paid. At the end of the day, is to get paid. But it's like it's crazy how like kind of no one that wasn't on his payroll was in his corner. Mm-hmm. Like the second like we have this event that goes down in which people can draw their lines and pick their sides and shit, no one picked your side, bro. Like the only people that picked your side are your yes men, your dick riders, and people on your fucking payroll.
Wow.
Irregardless.
He sucks.
Irregardless. like as popular as your music can be, and is you've definitely like he's doing something right, clearly, right? Like he's doing something right. I find I enjoy Drake more as an R&B singer.
I like Drake with the melodies.
I don't like Drake when he act tough, right? But it's crazy because it's like, yeah, legitimately, I liked Hotline Bling Drake more than I've ever cared for any rapping that ever came out of Drake's mouth. I don't care for it. Just
sing about girls.
Keep singing about girls and like
overage girls.
Yeah, we have to make that distinction because in many of his songs,
there was another one that's coming back. Oh, there was another one I just saw earlier today where he was like talking about how this girl is so bad, and she was like, "You was even bad in high school," and it was like, Drake, no.
Yeah, it was the next line I think after that too. It was like, and I would have tapped it then, something like that he said right after that. It was like, no,
Drake,
no,
buddy, you can't.
There's a TikToker content. I should have posted this too, but basically a TikTok creator went back and made TikToks of like all the Drake songs that had very questionable lines in them. Basically just like fake reacting to them.
Right.
Apparently, maybe this is fake too. People in the comments are saying that Drake did send a cease and desist to that creator, and he just doesn't care.
I wouldn't care either. The fuck you gonna do?
And he keeps posting shit. So apparently, like, people in the comments are freaking out on all of his videos about it, but he hasn't.
What'd you go fucking cease and desist before it? Like
sharing music that is
that's publicly out there.
The way that TikTok is set up is that they can just do that. Like you can just share music. I mean, technically, if the cease and desist goes through, they could absolutely stop him. But I feel like at that point, you just create a new account and keep going because it's already out there now.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're getting sent a cease and desist at all is very telling.
Wild. like, but what do you do at this point? Because people are trying to act like he was so unbothered. Like Drake was like it was funny.
See, you were conflicted,
right? I remember you was conflicted. But somebody was like, they were pointing out like, oh, Drake posted on Instagram, he's so unbothered. It's like, you want to know what really proves you're unbothered? Posting on Instagram specifically to show that you're not bothered. That proves you're unbothered. Absolutely.
I'm so unbothered.
I'm so unbothered by this. I don't even know what he posted. I didn't care to go look it up. I don't give a damn.
You can only ignore it completely, dude.
Yeah, it was like
that's the only way to get
it was like
away
a picture
from
of
it.
him like walking away from his son's game or something, dressed up, and it was a like a title, not a title, but like a word thing. I can't think of the
Caption.
There it is. Yeah, caption in the picture that said basically, this isn't the time to be worrying about insert analogy here.
Right.
Something like that.
Is it the one where he's like got the sweater vest over his shoulder?
Yeah.
I think that's a different one. That's an older one.
No, it's not that one. It's a different one.
There's another one he did with his son?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't think he took a picture of his
Well, I know
son,
he didn't take a
but,
picture of Adonis, but
if you could probably
him
find
trying
it
to prove
quick.
he's being a good dad after getting shamed into doing it.
Pretty.
I gotta love that.
It's fucking fantastic. So I don't remember if we ever talked about this on the podcast, but there was something very hilarious that was pointed out to me of one of Drake's attempt, especially in Family Matters, one of his attempted disses at Kendrick is that, one of your kids belongs to one of your best friends / manager, and it's his kid, and you know it.
It's not this, is it?
Mm-mm. And it's like, that kid might belong to Dave Free. That kid belongs to Dave Free, and you know it. And it's like, that's pretty scathing in the moment until you start to think about it. And it's like, Drake, your master, your big old knock him out. I guess technically speaking, him beating his wife was the big punch. But one of your main disses is that Kendrick is a good stepdad.
Yeah.
It's you sure you want to go down that route, Mr. I had to get shamed into raising my child? Or oh my goodness.
The heart, almost every time I'm scrolling through TikTok, I see people breaking down the heart part 6 or whatever, and all the ways Drake thought he had something, but it actually ended up being a flip on him.
Yeah, no, the hard part 6 was just something that
I would love to see some of the stuff because I listened to a little bit of it and I thought it was terrible.
Because it's not good. It's not a good song at all. It's very clearly not. It's very clearly a throwing in the towel song because it's not a diss song at all. And even though he tries to claim victory, and then it's like, no, Drake,
far
from it, buddy. You absolutely lost this shit.
Basically saying, you must have been fed information.
You were fed information by clown. The people the people you got that information from are clowns. And then 2 lines later, but we are the ones who fed you the information.
So you're clowns. And then even in that same song, trying to bring back some trauma from Kendrick.
That bit.
Basically shaming him for being a victim.
He was like, I understand. Oh, it's so great. You give it a second. Hold on. He was like, I understand now. You playing this pedophile angle because you were molested as a kid. Now I get it. Oh man, I don't even want to do this battle no more. And it's like, Drake,
My God.
is your grandmaster angle to go, you're a victim? Ha ha. Like what was the angle here? Like you're clearly trying to be facetious and play the moral high ground play, right? But it still requires you to take an underhanded, backhanded approach to the idea that someone was sexually molested as a child, by the way. Mm-hmm. and you're like, now I understand why you're so sensitive to me touching minors. Like Drake, what was your grand plan here?
And that was
You are familiar with the penile flick, I see.
that wasn't
It's a shame
even
it wasn't
that was him
me.
misinterpreting.
And then it was him misinterpreting the song. So the song he's referring to is called Mother I Sober. In Mother I Sober, it is this comes from Kendrick's most recent album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It is this big, like, very self-dive into Kendrick's like therapy journey, into him like becoming more kind of self-actualized and real, like dealing with his own past and traumas and shit, right? The song Mother I Sober is a song in which he's going over how his mother being molested by one of her cousins
That's right.
created trauma within her that she essentially pushed off on Kendrick. And in the sense that when they kept asking Kendrick, did this cousin touch you? He would say no, and he was telling the truth, and nobody would believe him. Like, everybody was like, no, they're like, no, you were touched by this kid. And Kendrick was like, no, I wasn't. And no matter how many times I say I wasn't, y'all don't believe me. And it's a song that really like, it really explores the impact of trauma, like especially that type of trauma onto, and how it kind of permeates and how it kind of ripples out through the family. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's like, not only did you pick the dumbest angle to go on, you also did it while also misinterpreting the meaning of the song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that sexual trauma has nothing to do with Kendrick. It was his mother's sexual trauma. Yeah. So it's like, even
Drake, you need to rewrite the song. Say, it's because your mother was molested.
and get absolutely fucking demolished by everybody, because that's a fantastic way to completely annex yourself.
At best, you're doing exactly what Kendrick is talking about in the song.
Right?
Yeah. And then the whole angle of the Millie Bobby Brown thing when she wasn't even mentioned.
Okay, now here's going to be a very interesting take on my part on that. I think people give that more flack than it deserves. So there's a point in Heart Part 6 where he goes, I'm into Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. To break down that line. So
we talked about this one before.
I think we've talked about this. I don't think it was on the podcast though.
No, it wasn't the podcast.
Was it on the podcast?
Explain it to Izzy because of the.
Oh, that's right. I think it was on the podcast.
Probably.
So I guess quick to go over that. If anyone to get caught up, if you don't remember that, the Whitney Millie Bobby Brown line, I think people give a lot more flack than they do, and I think people are kind of playing a little more coy than they should with that line, because everyone goes like, "Oh, well, why did you mention Millie Bobby Brown? No one had even brought her name up yet," which is true. If I'm dealing with you have inappropriate relationships with underage women allegations, I would probably try not to mention any specific names, but
especially if there's a paper trail. But on the same merit, I think it would be equally as silly to ignore that she's not one of the main exhibits that people bring up when it comes to his inappropriate reactions with young women. Like, Millie Bobby Brown is like case number one that almost everybody brings up of like, that's weird of you to do. And so I think it would be equally as silly to ignore that. And the line works. It works with a Whitney flip. So Whitney being Kendrick Lamar's fiance, baby mama, whatever the fuck they are at this point. But Whitney being Kendrick Lamar's wife, that also then ties into Whitney and Bobby Brown, a very famous duo that also ties into the whole like, oh, you beat your wife, because Bobby Brown very infamously beat Whitney Houston like for most of their marriage. And so that kind of ties in those lines together. I've always been of the opinion that I think the line works fine. I think it's a little bit of a stretch to go, you brought up a name that wasn't brought up. It's like, no, that
think
name
people are
is
straw manning is steel man.
A little bit, yeah. Like that name is pretty synonymous with like Drake is weird with young girls, it would be ridiculous for him to actually ignore it. And the bar is actually kind of good. That's the one thing I'm giving him in the hard part 6. Like, that is the only thing. Like, I was like, if he let him have this one, I will let him have this one.
No.
Because there's so much else to tear apart with that song. It's so fucking stupid. And then it's like the part where Drake begged for all of this.
Ignore me.
Okay. So in Push-Ups, like Push-Ups as a song was literally Drake pushing, like prodding at Kendrick to respond. Like most of the song was like drop. Like the last bit is called drop. And it's literally telling him to respond. Like one of the lines is, you're trying to let this shit die down. Nah, I'm gonna make sure that you actually follow through on this one. And then the second Kendrick started following through.
Stop.
Went from drop to stop. I've been seeing that comment fucking everywhere, mind you. And it's like, so to like fucking throw in the towel and pack it up and like take your ball and go home in the hard part 6 after you told him to respond. You begged him to respond. You told him he had to respond. And when he responded, you said, I don't want to play anymore. like
this shit was this is good. This is good for writing arm.
This is good, right? This is good to get my pen working again.
Well, there was something too. Everybody says like Kendrick dropped
3 songs in a single day.
Not like us.
Yeah.
Before Drake responded.
He dropped.
And some people say that he counts Drake's response as the tweet of him saying, "Where's my daughter at? Can somebody find her?"
Oh, that could be, yeah. Because you're right, because he drops. So it goes, Euphoria gets dropped like 3 days before everything else. Then in a single day, you get 616 in LA, my personal favorite song from this whole beef, mind you. I'm so glad a lot more people are seeing it that way. There's a lot of people that's been like, as I listen to it more, 616, it was probably the best just as a song to come out of this beef. It's such a awesome artistic piece. I love it. So 616 comes out. Then he basically double drops. So like 616 happens in the morning. Start of the night is when Meet the Grams drops. And at that point, that's when Drake tries to respond with Family Matters. And sorry, no. 616 drops. Family Matter drops later in the day. Not even 20 minutes after that drops, that's when Meet the Grams comes out. And then like the next morning, fucking Euphoria. So there's no drop. But then that would make sense that he's like, I'm going to respond to your fucking tweet because fuck you.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. That'd be really funny. This was a doozy to be a part of. Like this whole beef was just kind of crazy to follow. Mm-hmm. That was a spectacle that is going to go down in history. Like, yeah. It pulled a lot of people in from a lot of places, and it's going to be interesting seeing what goes on with Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick from here, because unless an actual like FORESHADOWING allegation comes up and like law gets involved, I don't see this being an immediate problem for Drake. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that if he might just have to lie low for a while.
Well, I would say maybe not a long-term problem.
Well, a lot of his pop fans.
And a lot of his, and that's the thing, is like a lot of his core fan base is pop fans, not hip hop fans. Mm-hmm. And this was a mostly hip hop thing. I think a lot of bridges have now been burned for Drake.
I feel like he's probably lost a good chunk of fans.
Not as many as you think.
No?
No. Because you got to remember, his core fan is made up of people that are either fanatics and women who don't give a damn about like hip hop as a culture.
Or their sister. Little sister.
Or their little sister, yeah. So
Make sure you hide them.
Or people who hang out with them and they just listen to whatever they're playing.
Yeah. They care about the tall, handsome, light-skinned dude that showed his dick on the internet once. And that's about as much as they care about. So like that's why I ultimately don't think it's gonna hurt them that much. Like there are gonna be a lot of people looking at him sideways now. And I think the biggest thing for him, and that's gonna be the question is going forward, is what happens with his collaborations and the people that are willing to work with him going forward from here. Because he did lose one major brand deal, like almost immediately. He lost a Nike brand deal or some shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like the $400 million brand deal he was bragging about got pulled. Like they were like, we don't want to deal with this. I don't know if they got it reinstated or not, or because at that point, that's when UMG stepped in. The Universal Music Group stepped in and was like trying to get Kendrick to stop, and that became a whole thing.
Oh, really?
It was like, so yeah, Universal Music Group stepped in. And basically, so the prevailing theory on that is
That was where the cease and desist tried to come from? Or is that something different?
which cease and desist are you talking about?
Oh, see, I didn't know.
Okay, there was one where there was a cease and desist on the Like That record.
Right.
No, this is a different one. This is like UMG stepped in, basically told, because they lost that brand deal, basically told Drake, drop the beef completely. And I guess they tried to also like bully Kendrick, because Universal Music Group kind of controls like distribution of music. And they were like, they were trying to get Kendrick to publicly denounce the stuff he said in his diss tracks.
Wow.
If I recall correctly, that was the rumor that I heard of. I don't know how true that is. But Universal Music Group and Kendrick said, nah. But yeah, there's the prevailing theory that the reason the beef came to the close the way it did is because Universal Music Group made it. Lucien, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy who's the CEO or whatever the fuck, Drake's baby daddy. Drake's sugar daddy, not baby daddy.
I was like,
Drake's
wait.
sugar daddy basically was like, okay,
He went
now
back
you're
in time and got himself pregnant with himself.
probably. It was like, okay, now this is starting to actually fuck with our bottom line, and we need to put a stop to this, like right now.
It's just starting to fuck with our capitalism.
Yeah, it's starting to fuck with our capitalism,
Not the capitalism.
right? And so with that, and then
Bullshit. Let him bear.
whole lot of bullshit. I think it got a lot of eyes on it, and this was definitely like a legendary moment. And I'm glad that it culminated. Even though my heart goes out to that security guard who got shot. There was a guy who got shot outside of one of Drake's mansions, and it wasn't anything to do with Kendrick. I think people were saying that it was possibly The Weeknd who sent someone to go do a shooting, or just some crazy went and did a drive-by.
Interesting.
And so my heart does go out to that guy who ended up getting like kind of dragged into it. But beyond that, it doesn't seem like anything else crazy happened. And I'm glad it kind of ends with the Pop Out concert.
As long as his death was in service of capitalism.
Nothing. No. Because I have to end this segment now. We have a couple more things to talk about. We've been going for a minute.
A couple more things to talk about. We don't have time to talk about anything else.
We got a couple. Okay, we got one more for you. And I think because this is pretty good news. So a little bit of like, so to bring it back to a bit of a high note here. Kent, take it away.
Yeah, so some news about the One Piece live action. News that isn't posted here, but just a quick thing. They are going to be starting season 2 filming end of this month. Well, that's now, like tomorrow. Today, actually, I think. Maybe yesterday. I don't know, but it's starting. And
A while ago.
of course, there are rumors of, voice castings and everything coming out now, and people think that they have found again, this is kind of rumored, but it's looking to
Nico
be
Robin?
accurate. Yes, people think that this actress right here is Nico Robin, and
She would make a good Nico Robin.
Yeah, and I mean, I posted her Instagram too, so we could see more of her.
Mm-hmm.
And in almost all of her pictures, of course, there are a whole bunch of people posting GIFs of One Piece and everything. So I don't know. It's looking like it's pretty.
So, like, where
true.
did this come from? Where did this rumor come from?
So I looked on.
I've actually seen this Instagram and stuff, and now I'm realizing why I was seeing her like out and about on the internet. But
yeah, so Netflix didn't post anything officially, but a lot of the One Piece, like the pages and the social media, accounts that do talk about the One Piece live action, who heavily, quote unquote, leak things and get stuff right, have posted this and are,
do we know where this is coming from, or is it just kind of anonymous? Is it guesstimation? I think she, at least in terms of like her appearance, I think she would be a great fit for the part.
This was 7 weeks ago, and someone's already like joking about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, and almost a lot of her, pictures, people are going through and
well, I mean,
stuff.
it's extra notable that this has been going on at least 7 weeks before now.
Yeah.
Like that's almost 2 months even before this. People have already been.
Right. Now, Netflix did drop literally, I think yesterday, actual like announced, actors and actresses for the enemies of the second season. Some of the enemies.
If that's your boyfriend, I would assume so.
So they are dropping actual information, like the actual Netflix and One Piece live action accounts are actually releasing this stuff in information now, but not this yet. Not official.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Yeah, this is the last part of it anyway. Assuming that you heard at least the beginning of it.
We got the phone audio. It might get just gonna sound weird if it's too much.
That's fair.
Our fucking setup continues to be jank as shit.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Everybody thinks they found Nico Robin live actress. There it is.
Yeah.
And
she would make a really good Nico Robin.
Her name is Erin Maloney.
That she is. Find her on Instagram at
Erin Maloney. No way.
That might.
It was
actually
something.
be
It was a different handle. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, air.maloney.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a missed opportunity to go with Maloney's baloney.
Well, when you're her manager, you can pitch that to her.
You absolutely can.
But wait, I want you to go back to her Instagram if you can for a second. Hopefully,
This is what killed the
collapse
audio before.
Yeah, I know. Kill it again. Murder it.
Fine.
Scroll really fast.
All right, I'm keeping an eye on it. All right, second picture. What the fuck is she doing in front of a Netflix?
I think she might be casted as another
Had so
character
much fun at the
too,
Netflix 5C. I don't know what that is, event. Super cool experience. Can't believe I got to even stand, be here, surrounded by so many creative minds. Low-key have stopped myself from crying multiple times thinking about it before and after it already happened. Thank you, times, whatever the fuck, again for the invite, Brianna Frappart. Or Brianna F. Rappart.
What does she do? Brianna?
I don't know.
Because maybe this could lead us to
Also, this is
out.
from like a fucking year ago.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe. That's true.
Like 2 years ago.
Damn, never mind.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, 2022.
That's true. That's true. Never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
Wait, was that one of her more recent ones?
It looks like
It
she
was-
has been super active recently. It's because she's in preparation to be Nico Robin.
Right, which is why I'm like, maybe
Nico
that's
Robin.
even more, even more proof.
I don't know how. This is 34 weeks ago. Posted the 2023.
Like some of her poses and some of her pictures, people are making a lot of.
Wait, does Instagram do? Oh, it's a pin.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's a pinned.
Like if you scroll down a little bit, I think some of her.
Yeah, this is from 4 hours ago.
Oh yeah, okay, she is posting.
Okay, she's very active.
It says, "I want you as Robin."
Like if you scroll down a little bit.
No, I'm not killing this fucking audio again.
God.
What do you?
Scroll down
Scroll on your phone.
What do you want? What
Keep
do you
going.
want to see? No.
Okay, then you won't see it.
What did you want to see?
I don't know. There's a couple pictures of her posing that look just like a Nico Robin pose, and everybody's making, comparisons.
Fantastic. I will post it up right here on the fucking screen.
Yeah.
Wow, damn,
She's wearing pirate shit.
She was wearing pirate
damn, that's
shit.
fucking crazy. That looks really like a lot like Nico Robin. Do you think that was good? Do you think they believe that?
No.
Damn.
I thought you were going to go on to say Jack Sparrow.
That is pretty sure it's Jack Sparrow.
Editor, put a picture of Nico Robin up.
And Jack
Wow, that looks a
Sparrow
lot like Nico
up on the screen, and then just like
It really shocks me how much this Instagram looks like every other like woman's Instagram I've ever seen.
Yep.
And yet people are like, this woman's gonna be Nico Robin. Which I mean,
for her body type, it actually works out pretty fucking well.
it would. I think her body type, specifically like her bone structure and the shape of her nose, fit Nico Robin really well.
Mm-hmm. It will work, Netflix.
It will.
It will work.
The question is, can she act? Does she fit the part? I'm not.
I mean, it seems like she's already an actress. So
It's on brand.
Yeah, but like, there's a difference between being an actress and being able to act.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I guess.
Look,
I would assume her getting invited to a Netflix thing.
okay, you're right. I'm not. I know nothing about this woman. I'm just
asking questions, bro.
You asking on questions.
Assuming. Oh man. Well, we will wait with bated breath to see if she gets to become the next Nico Robin. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't.
like Jason Momoa.
Try not to catch a mouse.
What?
Huh?
Bated breath.
Oh.
Sorry.
You
Huh?
fine.
I'm gonna put bait in my breath and catch a mouse in my mouth. Is that what you say to me?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
just
much.
What I imagined when Ruben said we'll be.
It's
waiting
both
with
clever and upsetting.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right. Did you want to talk about the Chibi Robo shit before we go? Or are we gonna call this here?
Yeah, I will call it
Okay, we'll talk about
next week.
it next week. Episode 28.
Next
the
week.
Robo back.
Wow.
You guys got to do homework.
Oh yeah, we have to do homework. We're gonna say it right here on the podcast that you guys aren't gonna see for fucking
Eternity.
I have episodes 19 through 26 to get going, so y'all probably won't see this for another month at the minimum as I'm continuing to catch
I
up.
saw that snicker.
Yeah, I heard it.
Look, no, that was not to cast aspersions at you. It was just I was thinking if you humanly edited this as fast as possible and
I could
dedicated
legitimately
all
get
of
all
your
of
free.
these in a month, like in a week, if I really sat down and did it. But never gonna be able to do that. It's gonna be at least a few weeks before we get here, but saying it now anyway. Next episode, we're gonna do our homework properly. We're gonna read two manhwas, manhwa webcomics or something, and we're all gonna talk about it because we have a lot of catching up to do with the manhwa with Fluffs series.
Yes.
I'm gonna read the lowest rated one.
Do
That actually sounds
it.
kind of sick. That actually sounds
Literally,
sick.
okay, if you went to Manga Dex and you did by rating and then went lowest to highest, and that was how you selected, I'm sure you could find some really interesting
Stipulation: it has to be at least rated though, because you can get if you do the lowest to highest. I feel like you wind up in a situation where you got a lot of things that are unrated.
shit. Yeah.
So there is 0 on the rating scale. It does have to have at least 1 rating to it.
I feel like you could bring one piece of
He's like,
garbage and
okay.
something that you thought would actually looked interesting.
Okay.
Yes,
We're putting a lot more stipulations on your homework assignment.
yours specifically because you brought it up.
Should kept my mouth shut.
All right, yeah.
Actually, you're gonna be the entire episode. So.
Well, so it has been written. Yeah, so that'll be our homework for next week. Good podcast.
Thank y'all for
Had a
listening.
lot of fun. Thank you for listening. Reminder: like, comment. Definitely make sure to drop a like. That actually helps out way more than y'all think. If you've never done YouTube or anything like this, you don't understand how much a like actually helps boost these kind of channels, especially smaller project channels like this, into getting seen more. Subscribing also helps a ton. If you like what you're hearing here, as fucking incoherent and all over the place as it usually is with this
If
podcast,
you also have ADHD and enjoy other people who think like you,
this is the place for you.
Yeah.
If you got here from your recommendeds page, or if this clip makes it to TikTok somehow and it winds up on your For You page, you're home.
if you also enjoy gaming on caffeine,
If you like Castle Super Beasts, Distractables, Shits and Gigs, we're kind of a weird amalgamation of all of those.
With our own little flair.
Our own little flair.
Yeah.
Our own little fun.
If you're listening on Spotify, 5 stars.
5 stars. Leave a review. I need to start writing more questions for the.
if a friend is describing to you this podcast in detail, you're fucked.
Fair. Mm-hmm. It's already too late. Yeah. Awesome. We'll call that an episode.
Cool.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, stay game.
Bye. Let them balls drop.
This was
The Lord said.
it was more.